Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast video. Today's gonna be a little different. I've been seeing like a lot of videos on reacting to like Reddit stories, and I think that'd be like really fun and funny. I literally just downloaded it today, so I've been like researching for like the past 2 hours of like stories that would be funny. I feel like the ones that caught me off guard the most was like funny sex stories and like funny, like, I don't know, like I just really think that shit is so funny. So I feel like just the funny sex stories and then like crazy girlfriend and boyfriend stories, I feel like that'd be really fun to talk about. But first I wanted to go ahead and start it off with like saying I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me in any way, in every way possible. The views, the likes, the repost help any way as possible. So if you guys can do that for me and also subscribe, I'm trying to at least get 500 subscribers so I can start making money off YouTube. So that would be nice. Also, this video is obviously not for kids to watch. So if your kid is watching this, please stop it right now. Even though I usually put on there that it's not for kids. So hopefully that helps. Anyways, yesterday I was supposed to so Friday I was supposed to finish like another podcast video, but I forgot that I had that video essay to do, so I got off track with that. And then, which is totally fine, I could have done it after, but then I was like honestly kind of drained. I don't know. I just wanted to rest this weekend because soon I'm gonna be like so busy. So I'm trying to like think about the future and like I better rest now before I don't get really that much rest. So even though resting sometimes like it's good for you, it's not bad. So I don't know. Some people are like, oh, I never get to rest. I'm like, well, you're choosing that. But I wanted to rest this weekend. I feel like also I'm learning how to like edit my own videos and stuff, so that's also a little draining to do. After you just made a video, you have to watch the video over and edit that video, like, so whatever. Oh my god, and if I could speak English. So that's like been also something that's been like annoying, but I'm also like trying to like think about like what I should do for like my DJ videos and stuff, so like they don't get blocked and everything. So I'm trying to like learn about that stuff. I actually was gonna make a DJ video today, but I'm trying to like see if I'm actually DJing this Saturday, so I don't have to put up all my stuff and then tear it down and take it, because that's also annoying to do. I also have my car full of stuff right now because I'm moving my stuff over to Caleb's. So yeah, that's been fun. Anyways, yeah, so let's get started. I guess I could start it off with like maybe like a crazy story. That I've experienced, not like actually, but I'll do like one at the Ozarks recently. It's not like any like sex story or anything. It's by a stranger. I was at Frankie and Louie's like helping like pass out stuff, and like there were like necklaces, and this guy said, "You can choke me if you want." And I was like, "What?" I thought that was like, I literally like sat there and I was like, "Oh, so let's just walk away from this guy." It was like straight awkward. And then these other guys were like so excited when I was putting necklaces on them. I was like, "Only if you guys tip me. You guys have to tip me some money, you know, like just trying to get the bag for real." I don't really I haven't really done much, and I don't want to say that because all my family's watching. So, actually, we're gonna skip on to listening to these stories. So, okay, I found. Now I have to find this one, It was like about what they did. This one kind of is crazy. It says we did it in the movie theater. It was mid-afternoon and only one other couple was in the theater, halfway back. We were back row. I slid down on my knees and gave her my tongue massage, and she came quickly. Then I pounded her for 30 seconds and came quickly. Riskiest we've ever been. Wouldn't do it again, but it's a fun memory. Glad it ended well. Guys, I can't imagine doing that in a theater. You know, like what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. That's wild. I don't know. Every time I hear about these stories of like people doing it in the movie theater or like making out like constantly, I'm like, how? I feel like I'd be so uncomfortable. Even like people that are like getting their shit sucked off or whatever. Like, no. Here's another one. This one made me laugh. I gave my husband a blowjob in the hospital room a few days later after our oldest was born. Our baby was in the NICU, and it was the night before he got to come home, so the nurses took him for testing every couple hours. Apparently, the craziest thing I said during sex is when my husband was close to coming, and I got up and on knees demanded him to come in my mouth. He was he was not into it at all and told me after he prefers to just come inside of me. So that was a first and last. Someone said I can't believe he didn't want to do it in the mouth. But I don't understand, like, I guess it is anonymous on here, so like you don't know who you are, but I feel like I'd be scared that someone would find out that it was me that posted this. Like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like scary and a risk because you're like over here posting to the public and like people probably know that story and I'm like, whoa, I know who this is. I don't know. I'd be freaked out, especially since it's on here. I feel like a lot of guys like reading stories over and like doing stuff because they're, yeah. This one says we were having sex in a downtown hotel room on the third floor. We were by the window and I was taking her from behind. We opened the blinds and she ended up with her hands on the glass looking out over the street as we did it. And yes, it was dark outside and the lights in the room were on. It was a huge turn on for both of us. Someone said we did the same thing in downtown Baltimore. It was fire. That's not like as bad. I feel like a lot of people do that. I've seen like when I was in downtown, I think it was in Kansas City. You could see everything in their room. So I feel like it is kind of normal to do that. I mean, it's your privacy. Most people shouldn't be looking in your windows anyways, but like looking at those like tall buildings and everything, you're just like looking up and then you just see that. You're just like, oh, so actually I did not just see that. But cool. You know what I'm saying? This one, no. That one's bad. This one's kind of weird. I don't even know if I want to read that. Okay. This one is like, what's the most crazy, inappropriate, wild, or even wrong sex you've had? This person wrote like a huge story. I don't even know if it's a true story or what, but we had this after work crew that liked to hit the bar together. One night, we all planned to go, and one coworker asked me for a ride because he didn't have a car. I said sure, that right there was a mistake. Number one, wearing a name tag. I go home, change, get cute, meet everyone there. It's karaoke night. We're singing like we have recorded deals pending, eating bar food, drinking like hydration is a myth. The night is fun. Near closing time, this coworker looks straight at me and goes, "Are we gonna fuck tonight?" No build up, no charm, just straight to the boardroom agenda. I told him no because I was not attracted to this man, not even a little. We were friendly coworkers, that's it. More drinks happen, bad decisions start stretching before their shift. He asks again later, and drunk me goes, you know what? Fine. But I laid out a full legal disclaimer. I told him straight up, this is not romantic. This is not emotional. I am not attracted to you. This is purely two drunk people making a convenience choice. Terms and conditions accepted. He gets a hotel a block away. It's like 2 a.m. We get in the room, and while he's in the bathroom, I get undressed and into bed because at this point we're clearly not here to play Scrabble. He comes out, it's dark, it climbs on top of me, and immediately nothing. Full system failure. The engine will not turn over. And I swear to God, this grown man sits up, still naked, still on top of me, and starts yelling at his own dick like, I forgot to submit a report. He's smacking it going, we talked about this, don't do this to me. What in the world? If I seen this, I would probably be like, what the fuck are you doing? I would actually leave. I would silently walk out. I am laying there levitating out of my body. I didn't know whether to laugh, apologize, or call tech support. Attempt 1 dies on the battlefield. He said, let's cuddle. I agree because I would have agreed to anything that changed the champ. Sorry, I was like reading this comment below because I was like, what the heck? We're both naked under the blanket. He throws a leg over me, puts his arms across my chest, starts feeling my boob in the dark, and goes confused as hell. What is this? I said, that's my boob. He goes, oh, okay, give me a second, like he's buffering. Then he sighs a real deep and says, I think I'm ready for round 2. Sir, there was no round 1. That was a trailer and a public apology. He climbs back on top of me and tries again. Still 0 launch, 0 entry, nothing happening. And then instead, this man starts aggressively humping my thigh. Like, my leg was personally offended him. 5 full minutes, the longest 5 minutes of my life. I had my face buried in the pillow, trying not to laugh and not to scream. He's making a full performance noises like he's staring in something way more successful than what is actually happening. Then settling, goes still, rolls onto his back, takes a huge satisfied breath and says, oh yeah, that was much better. I'm laying there thinking, better than what? The argument you had with your own equipment? And there is 0 evidence anything actually happened. No mess, no nothing, just confidence and cardio. The grand finale, I had to open the bar the next morning with him behind the same counter, making him drinks, looking him in the eye like we didn't just co-star in the weirdest low budget adult film never released. We're still friendly, he's still nice, but I will never forget the night a man gave his penis a motivational speech and then dry humped my leg like it was a stress ball. Someone said, oh my god, I was just coming on a Reddit to rant about a weird work situation with a coworker, but I think I'll be fine because what the fuck. Also, well written and funny story. Made my night after a long day. Oh my god, my foot fell asleep. Bruh, I am. What? I'm scared. If that ever happened to me, I would probably cry. um, Shooked. What did you guys think about that? Comment. Um, someone someone wrote a story. When I was younger, I hooked up with an older married guy on a night out. We both couldn't accomplish. I lived with parents, him and his wife and 2 kids. He lived in a multi-story flat. It was pissing of rain, so outdoor fun was not on. He asked me to walk him home and he would think of something. We went up to the floor below. I lost where I was. Him in the lift, and then he said to me, in here, we into this small tight room. It was the room for the bin. Okay, I don't like this story. It's like really bad written. Okay. This one says, oh, this is the one that got me. This is the one that had me screaming in my bed. I literally was like, what the fuck? I don't know. Oh my god. This is like bad. This is like rated R kind of shit. But it's kind of funny. I was 14 at the time, and me and my best friend would hang out all the time. Sleepovers on the weekend, and the park during the week. We loved porn. I bet he loved porn, and he's off and asked want to with me. Being stupid, I agreed. He said the only free porn was gay, so we agreed not to tell anyone. When we were about to finish, he said, that should be us. At first I was joking, then I felt his hand around my... I was so happy. He already... So I decided to lick it off his... Then he did the same. For the rest of the sleepover, we walked in his house naked. His parents were out for the weekend. We were horny the whole time, so we decided to take turns each other. He went first and put his in my ass, wildest, bending me over the kitchen island. His was huge. One of those kids that hit puberty earlier on. Mine was average. When it was my turn, I decided to lay on the bed, and he would bounce up and down. This sleepover was the best night of my life. We would blow up each other off and fist each other. When we went to sleep, he would put his leg over mine and rest his in mine for hours. During the night, we had more sleepovers and agreed that it was a secret. Someone commented, "That's cool, so are you gay?" Like, I literally was shocked when I read this. I was in bed, I was like, I'm confused right now. Like, I mean, it's not that confusing, but like, I don't know, when you read these stories, you're just like, so should I close my phone or keep reading? You know, I don't know. This is like, this one is this one's crazy. All the comments are like, what the fuck? Okay. First off, guys, these stories are wild. I didn't think, like, any of this stuff could happen. Like, I don't know, I guess I am so innocent after all. Just kidding. I am innocent, but like, I'm just saying, like, these stories are wild, and I feel like I should read more of these on my podcast now, because I feel like it'll drag more attention, and I feel like people could also tell their stories on here. That'd be pretty fun, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyways, this one is kind of wild. I don't know. I saved like a few because I was like, I didn't like them. Like, I didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't like, I just saved them. So, like, I could remember to read them. This one is wild. I don't freaking know. Like, this is weird. But, here we go. I had sex with my female cousin. At the time, I was 25. He's male. And she was 20. I haven't seen my little cousin in over a decade. When I saw her, I was low-key pretty attracted to her, and I realized she kind of was too. There was a night I got really drunk and went to bed around midnight. I texted her to see if she was up, and to my surprise, she was. I asked her to come in and join me in the guest bedroom. I was sleeping in. We talked for a bit, and she laid beside me. I honestly made a move on her, and she hesitated and stopped me and brought up we were cousins. I stopped trying, and there was a point where she turned her body away from me and stuck her ass on my, as we lay down. I saw this as a freak me then sign, so I took off her pajamas and started. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, like her. I then laid her on her stomach, and started. Yet from behind, as she was telling me, we're her cousins though. I ended up on her back. Since then, she swallowed my and has let me a handful of times. I've gone over to see that side of the family about once a year just to her. Someone said, girl, what the fuck? And then somebody said this shit was a crime, just reading it. And then somebody said, who does this? And then somebody says, I feel dirty, sorry. Yeah. I don't know. Those are the ones I saved. But I didn't want to, like, read a whole bunch. I do want to say that story was wild. I hope that never happens to anyone. And if it does, please don't allow it. I don't understand what goes through people's minds. Just because you don't see that person in a while does not mean that you need to be attracted. I mean, yeah, pretty, but not be like attracted to the point where you want to sleep with her. Like, what the heck? I don't think that should be allowed. Anyways, I'm really disturbed. I'm sorry. By the way, this is still, like, not PG, so, like, I tried my best to, like, censor my mouth so I don't, like, say anything bad, but I don't know, that was wild. Hold up, wait, I think I had one more, and I just remembered. There was, like, one other one I saved, I thought, but I guess not. I, like, had, like, a couple story, but I don't think I saved it. Oh. I don't know where I put it at. Dang. I don't think I saved it. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't, like... I'm mad now. Because that was, like, about, like, a crazy, like, story. Oh my gosh. There's, like, an online couple stories one that we could read. A lot of them, like, people deleted. I'm trying to... Oh my gosh. I don't know. Guys, I thought I had it, but now I can't find it and I don't want to keep... Guys, look at this one. This one is like long as fuck. Whole ass story. I am not reading that. Oh my god, my nose is hurting now. Here's one. It says it's nonfiction too, so. My husband and I have a long-term family friend, John, who is basically the mayor everywhere we go. My children call him Uncle, and we've been this guy's ride or die bestie through his first wife, 3 girlfriends, 1 serious relationship, and his new wife. All that to say, given the length of our friendship, we know his family and his other friends. About 10 years ago, John's friend Dave and his wife Emily happened to be in the area with the kids and wanted to come hang out with us and several other couples during a beach vacation. We were all on together where several people, couples, families chipped in for rooms of a large beach house. Dave and Emily weren't invited, but just because no one knew them, but we invited John's friends to come and hang out with all day. Emily ends up talking with me Emily ends up talking with me quite a bit. My husband is not in town yet and joining our family the next day, and largely it was nice to have company. We talk almost all afternoon. She's acting as though we are long lost sisters. Most of the conversation I enjoyed, but it became clear pretty quickly that she didn't really know who she was, what she was doing, and she tried to give me her version of social media therapy on the beach. And after the second beer, it was full on Dr. Phil and difficult to steer the conversation. I was annoyed, but okay. I had an older kid, there's so other priorities. It was clear she was very not entirely sober. I chose to not think anything of the conversation missteps. After a fun day of beach drinking and kids playing, it was decided that Dave and Emily couldn't drive and it would just be easier to squeeze them into our beach house for a night. Dave decides to put his kids to bed in one of the children's bedrooms. He must have passed out because he never returned. This left his wife, Emily, upstairs hanging out. After an hour or more, all of the kids in bed and adults upstairs playing cards, Emily decided to show everyone her yoga skills and gets quickly overtly sexual with the men in the room. She starts doing handstand splits on the top of the couch. She's asking some of the guys in the room to help her do couple moves where it takes two to get her into the right position. This went on for at least half an hour. At one point, she sits on the shoulders of the younger solo guy on the couch, Sean, and he stood up trying to get her to stop. She ends up spun around his head with her crotch in his face for a split second, and she made some comment about whether he could smell her. No other women were up, but it was me. Her and four men, 3 married and Sean single. Needless to say, this ended up whatever was left of the party real quick, and we all went to bed by 11:30. The next morning, Dave comes upstairs furious, and apparently Emily is saying things went too far with our friend Sean because Sean was sexually inappropriate with Emily during the party last night. This starts a huge fight with many people, and the guys were being so careful about Emily's accusation. I definitely went in the hardest, probably, in part to say what male friends couldn't tell their friend Dave about his wife, and part pin up from how absurd Emily was the night before. I used some assortment of skinny bitch, and she definitely threw out a fat in my direction. They left among other debate and discussions who knows what Dave knew or thought in the end. My other friends and I really didn't talk about it other than to retaliate how crazy it was. She told her husband some other version, and that we suspected she was hedging on one of the other guys telling Dave the next day. This is so weird. 5 years after that, I'm still friends with the same people. We meet at a brewery, and guess what? Dave and Emily happen to be in town and want to swing by and have 2 beers. They do, and I ignore Emily, and vice versa, with the expectation of passing, necessities. Then as we're leaving, literally saying goodbye, Emily says to me, "Remember the time we fought and you called me a..." I replied that I can't believe she would bring that up out of nowhere, and that I didn't really remember, but we can't believe she'd bring that up now, especially since it was clear to me that she didn't remember why or how it started. We leave. I have patched things over with my husband, who could not believe I said that, but it's all good. Last year, John got married to his second wife, and guess what? Dave and Emily are coming. The night of the rehearsal dinner, things are polite enough. My husband and I keep it classy, and Dave and Emily can't seem to stay away from us. We learn that Emily doesn't really drink anymore, and that we have spent the last 4 years at similar times in similar places. Sorry, guys. Missing the other... Oh my god, the sneeze. Missing the other couple by a week or by 2 miles on vacations and at business conferences across the country. It seems like a good friendly catch-up. Dave's definitely a good guy. Emily seems toned down, appropriate. My husband and I are glad to see them together, happy and normal. Everyone's middle-aged and grown up by now. The next day, the larger friend group planned some golf club deck party pre-party prior to the wedding and invited Dave and Emily. It's a beautiful and sunny day, and I'm on the back deck with a cocktail when Emily sits next between me and the other friend with a drink in hand, letting me know that they've already been to a brewery today, so much for no drinking, and wants to talk about time we fought. I told her today wasn't the day and that I didn't really remember it. There was enough distraction for us to avoid the conversation, and then once we're alone for a minute again in our sundresses with our feet on the railing, Emily announces she's sweaty, fanning under her dress with her hands, and ask if I think the golfers on the course can smell her. I ignored it. She giggled like a little girl, not someone who is nearly 50. I walked away. Later on at the wedding, our friend John knew enough to sit Emily and Dave with some random neighbors and not with a big group. We make it through dinner and speeches. The night was beautiful as the party kicked in. Emily and Dave came over to our larger friend group and wanted to hang out. Apparently, they were salted by their seating. At this point, the rest of us have been family friends, 5 to 6 other couples for 15 years. So we're having a blast. I don't know what got into Emily in trying to compete for attention, but she started grinding on me in front of both of our husbands. Then moments later, when she spilled a drink on herself, she pulled open the front of her dress to me to ask me if I could get her some ice. What? If I could get any ice off her. I felt uncomfortable. I stopped drinking and having fun. I felt targeted. Eventually, after another hour of being there, I convinced my husband to take me home. I hope to never see Emily again. Our friend John also knows that I only time I plan to see Emily again is if she outlives John. Last week, John told me that and Dave are having problems. Apparently, their friend group in their home state began excluding them and their kids over something Emily did. Ever since hearing the gossip, I've secretly hoped Emily gets left alone. Wow. Guys, sorry, that was so long. I was really interested, so I kept reading. I don't know. I'm like, that was wild. Especially how, like, honestly, I've seen couples like this before where, like, they like to, they blame somebody else, and then it just starts, like, it starts drama all the time. Like, I'm in so many situations like this, and I don't know, it's just, like, really crazy to me how somebody could just do that and, like, turn everything onto somebody else. Like, a different, like, person that you, like a friend, not like your like your significant other, but like a different couple, like blaming them and just like, I don't know. But it was Sean alone, so I mean, I would be kind of her acting like, what the freak, I didn't do anything. I don't know, that whole situation, I'd be stressed out, to be honest, especially since like they noticed that she stopped drinking. I mean, I bet she did stop drinking because he probably told her not to drink anymore. And then now they're just like, she's trying to like seem so innocent, but she's not. I don't know, that's so crazy to me. I could never. Also, like, what was it? Oh yeah, when she was like trying to get the golfers' attention and stuff, like, hell no. I would have been like, why are you always trying to get attention from other people? Or like, I would have like walked away like she did. I don't know. There's so many, like, I guess like we're not there in that moment, so like we don't really know how the tone is and like what's going on. We're just hearing like, well, reading what's on this computer right now. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. But hopefully she isn't with that guy no more because she does not deserve that man, and she deserves to be alone because she's crazy. Well, that's all I have for the Reddit stories that I have on here for now. That was crazy though. I can't believe that. My nose is like running so bad. I'm honestly like getting really stuffy. I might have to go take allergic medicine, so I'm gonna end it here. I can't breathe. Like dying. But thank you for watching. I enjoyed reading these to you guys, and comment which one was like weird to you guys or something, you know what I'm saying? Like what freaked you out the most? Like what story you thought, like what story did you think was the craziest? I don't know. I just feel like people can be weird sometimes, which is okay, but that was like freaky. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm gonna probably have a video out tomorrow also. Try to get as many videos as I can, catch up on what I've been missing, and I'm sorry about that. Thank you guys.